Assalamu alaikum, my brothers. This is a message to you, to UN Chief Guterres. According to the YouTube or the video just released not long ago, where Idris Oni said, "Why aren't you sharing this? Let it reach the 2 billion plus Muslims and let the echoes of Allahu Akbar reach every corner of the world." Well, the UN chief actually said that he says Islam is not unique. And I hope you will be able to follow this video. But what I want to tell him is that it is just like in my profession. You send for culture and sensitivity, but there is no petri dish. If there is petri dish, there is no media. What can you do? This is the situation of the Muslim Ummah. There are no Muslims practically in the world today, referring to the hereafter, who can actually answer questions acceptable by Allah. Why did you keep quiet when you saw the Sunnah of Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam distorted, rejected? Why? They will answer, but Allah will not accept it because He says you are afraid of supporting Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That is the situation of the Muslim Ummah today. The UN chief should understand that Dr. Fitzgerald said, ليس الإسلام دينا فحسب. It's more than that. What is a deen? 3 meanings. Choose the one you like. It's accountability. It's not accountability alone. It is actually nizam al-sayasi. The word siyasa is not an Arabic word originally. It is a Jewish. It is language of the Levites. What does it mean? Sasa yusasuhum anbiya'uhum. Sasu, the shepherd. Their shepherds were their prophets. And the Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says, Al-ulama'u warathat al-anbiya. So you see, I'm sure people don't look at my video or my approach to how to live comfortably with prosperity and security. The Levites must teach us, must remind us that we are wrong, we are off the route. So you see, سياسي أيضا. وعلى رغم على أنه قد ظهر في العهد أخيرا بعض إفراد المسلمين ممن يصفون أنفسهم بأنهم إسريون or Asriyun, they are civilization. After Islam, yes, there is definitely a way of life. يحاولون أن يفصلوا بين الناحيتين. Exactly. They made effort. Whatever they are doing, to divide, to explain, to distinguish. فإن صراحة التفكير الإسلامي كله قد بني على أساس أن الجانبين متلازمان. He is saying, well, let me explain that there is no difference between actions in the mosque and the actions outside the mosque. متلازمان. لا يمكن أن يفصل أحدهما عن الآخرة. You cannot actually separate imamship and who is there. You call him any name you call him. Call him counselor. What of the head of state? What of chief of army staff? What of me in my time as medical officer in charge? So this is what Islam is. It's an organic whole. That is Fitzgerald. Then there is also another Dr. C.A. Nodlino, where he said, لقد أسس محمد في وقت واحد دينا ودولة. Muhammad, Nodlino. I don't know whether he's call him is a Christian or a kafir, but he confirms that Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam established not wahid, waqat wahid, dinan wa dawla, accountability and responsibility with a group of people, different tribes. وكانت حدودها متطابقة طول الحياة. Exactly. It was established in his time. Also he warned that if you want to enjoy, succeed, you succeed, then it must be within my 10 years of leadership as a prophet to the Jews and a messenger to us. Then Dr. Schatz said, إن الإسلام يعني أكثر من الدين. It's more than a deen. It's more than to go to call prayer Allahu Akbar. It's more than Allahu Akbar. It's more than Allahu Akbar. إنه يمثل أيضا نظريات القانونية والسياسية. Definitely laws and the regulations. You are the commander-in-chief. Give them specific instructions what to do. Deal with them. Deal with your enemies until definitely they do not exist. فَضَرْبَ الرِّقَابُ حَتَّى إِذَا أَسْخَنْتُمُوهُمْ فَشَدُّوا الْوَثَقَ. So here we are. It's applied surrender, but when you say they must surrender in Islam, it is a crime. وجملة القول أنه نظام كامل. There's nothing like difference. You do not, you see, it's an organic whole. من الثقافات, from any source of endeavor, education across the tunnel, across the spectrum. يشمل الدين والدولة معا. معا. If you enter the mosque in Jerusalem, you have to perform ablution. If you are going to your office, that's the equivalent of the role evaluation. Timing is very important. Timing. But here we are. How do we time our prayers? There's no discipline. But in the office, it is 7:30. You should endeavor to be there at 7:30. Should endeavor to be there at 7:30. But what of in Islam? 8:30, 9:30, you will not be punished. Then Ustaz Satramout Satrautaman Al-Islam Zahira Diniya wa Siyasa. Zahira Diniya wa Siyasa. Satrautaman or Satrautaman. This is what he said. But who believes? They don't believe. Muslims, they are not, you see, they do not exist. UN chief, understand, they do not exist. It's just like a laboratory without benches. The building is there. Is أن المؤسسة who كان نبيا. Look at him quoting what the Jew said. Probably he's a Jew. I don't know. If أن مؤسسه كان نبيا وكان حاكما مثاليا خبيرا بأساليب الحكم. Take Prophet Musa alayhi salam and his life. Asasa is a child, Nabiya, Hakima, Mathaliya, must be followed. You must follow his examples. So you see, this is actually, this is what I'm telling I hope Guterres will understand. Islam is also, he is a Muslim, Guterres. Let him consider himself as a Muslim. So this is our problem. Then Ustaz McDonald said, fi Medina, definitely, who will disagree in Medina? It didn't take place from that Monday to the last Monday. تكونت الدولة الإسلامية أولى. Will the navies, let us ask the navies, what was their status, their condition before? Why did they go? Why did they advise, told us the truth, that he is coming and anyone who holds him tight will definitely rule the world? Navies are liars. Navies, ask the Muslim Ummah, why are they rejecting your advice? You say, the one who accepts him definitely will govern, will rule the world. And let us remember what Abu Sufyan, his cousin, told us, a speck in the eye. I love this expression. He has overcome the world. Then his wife Hind, were we wrong? He said, yes, we are wrong. So what do you want me to explain to you? Dr. Oni, you have PhD in Arabic. I don't have PhD in Arabic. Guterres, you have heard the truth. Was he not a speck? Was he not a speck? Did he not conquer the whole world? Was Hindu, his wife, wrong? Ask him, were we wrong? He said, yes, we were wrong. We took the wrong course, and here we are. We cannot resist. He told her, she told him, let us fight. He said, we cannot resist. Mecca is taken. Look at us, fooling ourselves that we are Muslims. Then Thomas annulled. What did he say? Kana Nabiyu sallallahu alayhi wa sallam ra'isan lid-din. He is actually the Ra'is, the chief commander. But Muhammad is insignificant when it comes to question of deen among the Muslim Ummah. There are better as Maliki and so on and so forth. Izala, Tariqa, Tijaniya, the other is Ru'asa. It's not the Ra'is. So if Thomas Arnold will come, what will he say? Ra'isan lid-dawla, the head of state. God, we have Muslim ticket in Nigeria, but I have never seen them leading prayers. We had two Christian leaders. I think I used to see General Gawan on Sunday preaching. And I think also occasionally Olusegun. But what of? I have never seen our head of states from the Muslim world ever preaching on Fridays. So, what are we saying? Ra'isan lid-dawla, he is the head of state. Then Jib said in the Eden at that moment, Sarah Wadihan, Sarah Wadihan, actually, nobody will ever agree. Disagree with him, you Muslims. Muslims don't believe what Jib said. Sarah Wadihan, أن الإسلام لم يكن مجرد العقائد دينية فردية. It's not only Aqidah. It's not only saying that there is Allahu Akbar. It's more than, it's above Allahu Akbar. It's above Allahu Akbar. وإنما استوجب إقامة مجتمع مستقلا له أسلوبه معينا في الحكم. Definitely, you have to enter the mosque facing where? The east, standing in rows without cleavages. Shadd have been not packed, but actually you only allow air to pass. And then single voice. After the head of state uttered it, just look at what I say. Every time they are telling you to please be patient. Patient on what? Disobeying Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, insulting Allah, abusing Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, disobeying him. Imagine how we pray. If you do any action after the Imam, your prayer is invalid. If you refuse to obey, practice upon the actions of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, your prayer is distorted. It's not accepted by Allah. So look at how Allah Akbar is, but translated and brought back under the actions of Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Dr. Ani, I'm sure you don't observe. I'm very sorry for you. Please forgive me. I'm sure you don't know the time of Fajr prayer, particular of this month. So what are you telling us? So, mujtaba mustaqil, independent. One, mustaqil. There's only one head of state. There's only one commander. And he must be obeyed. أسلوبه معين. Wallahi. He gave specific commands. Read the following verses or read the following surahs in Fajr prayer, the following surahs in Zuhr prayer, the following surahs in Asr, and in Maghrib, the following surahs. Look at Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam recognizing our efforts that in Maghrib prayer we are bound to be a bit weak. So please don't read long surahs, read short ones. Look at all this care of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, but he doesn't know. He has no feelings on us. He has no concern. He just wants to make our life impossible. He said, you are in Maghrib prayer, recite Surah Al-Baqarah. Although they said he recited Surah Al-A'raf, but circumstantially there must be a reason. But we recite short surahs. Look at how Muhammad is. But what are we doing? We say he is nobody else. So وإذا كان الإسلام دينا ودولة كما رأينا, as explained by these non-Muslims, you call them Christians. You think Allah will not reward them? A Christian has directed you. So why can't Christians in Nigeria do the same thing to us? Muhammad did not change the Old Testament, the Torah. Nobody knows. I don't think Muslims are aware of the fact that after 6 years, when Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam finally changed the dwelling site, the dwellings of the Levites from Medina to Fadak. On what reason? Go and enjoy. Go and be free. I don't like you to see me and feel inferior. I will never do anything to stop you from understanding your Torah, your Moses. Be proud of him. Forget about me. Look at this, please, my brothers Muslims. And you Christians, you should understand, if you are actually truly believers in the Torah, as Jesus, son of Maryam, said, don't change a comma and a dot. And you must wake up to be above the students of Moses. Wallahi, you are responsible for insecurity in Nigeria. Because Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, from up to the moment he allowed the Jews to be proud of their selves and forget about him, he prefers them to think always about Moses and their prophets. You are responsible for insecurity, not myself, because you didn't show me the right way. This is the truth. And that's what should Nigerian Muslims actually accuse you of. You didn't show them the way, as the Levites showed Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam the way. So, وإذا كان الإسلام دينا ودولة كما رأينا, وكانت الدولة العربية إسلامية قامت أولا ما قامت بالمدينة بعد أن توافرت لها أركانا التي يجب أن توجد ليكون دولة كيانا ووجودا. فهل نشأت فكرة الدولة بالمدينة أم فكر فيها رسول وهو بمكة? Now this is Very important question. It's difficult to translate. I mean, let me see whether I can. You see, he is comparing the life in Medina and his first 13 years in Mecca. Now, توافرت لها أركان التي يجب أن توجد. Now, what happened when Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam first arrived in Medina? What did he do? Muslims don't know, but Guterres, he established the 6 safe towns similar to it in his Medina covenant, and also established the law of foreigners. So this is what we call laha arkana التي يجب أو توجد ليكون للدولة كيانا ووجودا. That is, without establishing the 6 safe towns and the law of foreigners, how do you think life could have been? It was not meant to be an extinguishing place. They must live. And he said, okay, we are all equal. It's not the Torah he first established. So Guterres, what you said is good, but the Muslims will never do it. They don't have. Change your strategy. Tell all the world. I didn't say myself, but I tried. 2017 we had Nigeria, and the Christians supported me, truly speaking, but the Muslims never supported me. This is our main problem. Ani, you are a Yoruba. Yorubas will never support you if you know actually the meaning of the Sunnah. But I don't think you observe prayers according to the Sunnah, so you are not qualified to lead. Nobody can be qualified to lead, and let Muslims understand. وذل الذين يقاتلون بأنهم ظلموا إن مكناهم في الأرض أقاموا الصلاة إن مكناهم في الأرض أقاموا الصلاة. Tell me, who can? All these scholars arguing in northern Nigeria, they don't observe obligatory prayers according to the Sunnah. So how can they deal with Boko Haram? They are just jokers. Okay? فهل نشأت فكرة الدولة بالمدينة أم فكرة فيها رسول وهو في مكة. So Mecca and Medina are 2 different places. Mecca is, he was asking him, he was inquisitive. He displays his, what he say, what did he say, what is the best, his illiteracy. لا نكتب ولا نحسب. You're asking them, who brought? Tell me the status of the Kaaba and those gods. That was his question. The question that definitely every sensible believer, intellectual, with sense of discrimination and the inquiry asked the Quraysh, tell me about Mecca. You are older than me. وبالإجابة عن هذه السؤال ينتهى المبحث الأول. Definitely we have to ask and answer that question. دولة جاء رسول بالدين الجديد يخالف ما كان عليه العرب يخالف ما كان عليه العرب والعالم معروف حين ذاك في عقائد والتشريعات والنظم أخلاقية وغيرها التي دعا إليها. Exactly, he is not a pretender. He talks and he acts open. says in the ex open. Definitely is different. As they said, we have come to free you from worshipping images of stones in the woods, from subjecting yourself, from cruelty. Exactly, look at this. Halakiya, A'ilia. Look at him saying to his daughter, if you steal, I will cut your hands. And to his own brothers, I am warning you of impending disaster, destruction, if you don't believe in me. And look at us in Nigeria saying, in the northern Nigeria, calling for somebody not in the position of Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam deal with Boko Haram. We are jokers, we are illiterates, we are hypocrites. So this is what I want to get the message to Guterres. There will never be peace in the world until you help with your resources and leave the Muslim Ummah to confess in the hereafter. Ma agni anni maliya. That is the first. They will be in the graves. All this they possess, the Arabs. That day they will confess, Ma agni anni maliya. Halak anni sultaniya. Khuzuhu fagullu. Summa jahimu sallu. Summa fi sasabta dara'uha salu'una zara'an fasluku. إنه كانوا لا يؤمنون بالله العزيز الحميد. السلام عليكم.